This is one of sport's great proving grounds, gateway to glory.
Brilliant!
30 tournaments spanning 19 countries. Along the way, a chance to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Finish the season in the top 20 on the road to Mallorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. This is the Challenge Tour.
He's a two-time winner in Cape Town. He's a winner on the Challenge Tour. It's Benjamin Follett-Smith, the king of Cape Town.
Who is Benjamin Follett-Smith?
Good question. I'm still trying to find out.
Well, if you haven't guessed it, we're back in Cape Town for the second event this season on the Challenge Tour, the Bain's Whisky Cape Town Open. And it's last year's winner Benjamin Follett-Smith who's under the lights this week.
Hey, how's it? How you doing? Nice to see you. Good.
It's a blessing to play the sport, eh?
It's a bloody game, though. Sometimes it doesn't go your way.
Like so many players before him, Benjamin spent the whole of the last campaign inside the top 20, only to miss promotion by just 2 spots on the final day.
Oh, wow. That's a real hammer blow, isn't it, for Follett-Smith?
It's kind of demoralising. Thinking that I was in the whole year, and being in the whole year shows how much the last event matters. Some will say it's quite brutal how the last event is, because I guess it's supposed to be drawn up so it gives the guy who's 45th the chance to get his card, even just at the final.
I don't know, maybe it's the pressure, who knows? It's been a bit of an uncertain start for Follett-Smith out there today.
I think it will always be something that could have done a little bit different, but coming down to it being just a 3-putt, for example, in France, where I was 3rd going into the final hole, 3-putted the last to go into a tie for 4th with 6 guys. That's where the card went.
All of a sudden, 2 shots back, the Zimbabwean.
So mentally recovering, I'd say I've accepted it, but I don't think you can really recover from it. It's a very irritating situation, missing out such a small margin.
Came into the week 18th on the road to Mallorca rankings, currently projected at 22nd.
A well-known golfer used to say that he's never 3-putted in his life, and then they were said, but you 3-putted last week. He said, no, that wasn't me. Meanwhile, it was guaranteed it was him, but he just chose to not remember that he's ever 3-putted in his life. We probably won't have assist, bro. I'm on the tee box. Sorry, I'm off in 7 minutes. Just as long as you got it. I want you to feel prepared. What are you guys' handicaps? I need to put these in here.
Golf, eh?
Golf,
yeah.
26.
It's pretty clear then that a selective memory can be fairly useful in this game, though Follett-Smith won't forget in a hurry his 2 triumphs at Royal Cape, even if the reigning champion almost forgot his Pro-Am tee time.
Obviously, when you come to the week, it revives all of them. You don't really think of them throughout the year, and then obviously your family and people around you will remind you of that kind of moment.
Our champion, Benjamin Follett-Smith.
Some guy was on the golf course saying that he had put 1,000 rand on me. An old buddy, like an old guy. And then, I don't know who was more excited after the win, him or me.
Follett-Smith's dominance at the oldest course in the country is largely due to a skill set few professionals possess.
I'm good at manipulating the golf ball. I can move it a lot of different shots and shapes, and I think it's a nice challenge to add. So I embrace it when the wind blows, and I really enjoy it. I've just kind of always had kind of an upper hand in the wind, and I think I use that to my advantage, and it's usually windy here. Okay, buddy. On the money, little fade. I'm a very field player. I'm not very technical at all, so I don't focus on hitting a perfect 10-yard fade every single shot. Bit heely.
Well, technical or not, he certainly handles those windy conditions well. But with all the pressure on the course, it's important to take time away. And with one of the best cricket grounds in the world just around the corner, avid followers of the game, Ben and his friend Stuart, didn't need asking twice.
So I've known Ben for a while. We grew up playing junior golf together and against each other, and he went to college in the States, so did I. So we both did similar routes, and he did Sunshine Tour onto Challenge, so I'm trying to follow him in the same footsteps.
Oh, there we go.
Fun to be around, always wants to do stuff, very exciting. Yeah, just good guy, really good friend.
Lekker.
Perfect.
I've always enjoyed cricket. I've played as a laddie growing up and pretty good at it, I thought. And then obviously golf took up a lot more time and it became more of a focus for me, so you kind of give up cricket. But it's nice being out here and watching the boys play here and getting a feel for it again. It's nice. We always harp on the fact we're so tired and we need to focus and we need to, but kind of things like this can be a completely, like a game changer, you know, it opens it up, you don't think about golf. You kind of get your mind off things and it could be a great thing and hopefully it's a good thing this week. 6 runs. Cheers.
Pressure's on now.
Try your breakfast, yeah, boy.
No, I don't want a mouthful of food while the boys on camera here.
Stop eating.
And on the tee, from Zimbabwe, the defending champion, Benjamin Follett-Smith.
In fact, it would prove a slow start for Ben. A bogey on the 4th, but a bounce-back birdie at 5, meaning he finished the front 9 level par. So steady enough, but his back 9 saw rather more excitement. Ben would go on to bag 4 birdies coming home in a first round 69.
Yeah.
It left him tied 24th.
It's very easy to put pressure on yourself when you are defending, or I think just kind of the experience part I was pleased with. I just maintained what I needed to do and kind of got the job done. Yeah, obviously would have liked to have done better, but 69 is always good.
He's like, thanks, Angel. Sounds like he's saying thanks, his chick.
So as a new day beckoned, Benjamin knew another solid round would be vital as he bid to get into contention before Saturday. Time to turn up the heat under the afternoon sun.
Have a lovely night.
And what was originally a battle for the top spot quickly became a fight for survival, the cut line lurking.
Good luck.
Double bogey at 14 dropped Follett-Smith into a tie for 71st, right on the cut line. But his strong mental attitude then kicked in. Bounce-back birdies paved the way for a round of 71 and tied 38th.
Oh, it's just this game is just it's a nightmare. It's nothing's easy about it. I mean, that double on 14 is like a knife into the chest. I'm quite happy where I am, to be honest. I mean, the first time I won this event, I was 7 behind with 9 holes to play and won by 2. So he's definitely not out of it. So I can feed off that, I guess. And yeah, I've got 2 more days to give him my all.
2 more days, indeed. Benjamin safely into the weekend, and later we'll see how he finished on Sunday. Now, rising over 1,000 metres above Cape Town, Table Mountain is probably South Africa's most iconic landmark. The uniquely shaped flat-top mountain is a treasure trove of flora and fauna, and something that outdoorsman Niklas Regner couldn't wait to see for himself.
In nature, it gives you so much energy. It's so much better than being inside. You feel like, yeah, the energy of the mountains, of the air, of the trees, of everything.
The weather's not looking great up there, but we gotta give it a go now. Let's check it out.
I'm really enjoying the life to get to know new people, to get to know new hotels, new areas. Unfortunately, there's not much time to do stuff like this, but when it comes to getting time for it, you have to do it, because like spots like this is just amazing. It gives you energy. That's why I choose to do sports, because you come around the world, you see new areas. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my life. The glacier, I've trained skiing when I used to do the skiing stuff. It is like with the cable car is quite similar to this one.
Niklas Regner aus Österreich vom Team.
I was a couple times Austrian junior champion at alpine skiing, and then I quit 2017 to do golf professionally. Yeah, it was a decent result last week. Still a little rusty off the tee, but when I managed to get the driver a bit better, then I think I'm up on the leaderboard quite soon. Last year I didn't play very good at the beginning, so I tried to manage to get the results in, to climb up on the rankings, and I played 11 weeks in a row last year, so it was quite a hard year, but still it's quite important to start off good. Top 20 obviously is the main goal for this year, and this week is a top 10 would be perfect, because then I can go to George next week. If not, things are going the way. I'm pretty happy to be here and I'm enjoying Cape Town. Ich sehe einen Anruf von dir, wie gesagt, ich rufe euch an, und mir gesagt, passt. The mood is so nice here, and I can imagine how the view is going to be when the weather is better.
Stay with us on the Challenge Tour as we bring you all the action from moving day at the Bain's Whisky Cape Town Open. And we'll find out who reigns supreme on the second leg of our South African swing. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Cape Town and the second stop of the Challenge Tour season. After 2 rounds, there were 10 players all tied at the top with a score of 9 under par. Moving day has rarely been so important. So over to Josh Antman to guide us through some of Saturday's key moments.
Sweden's Mikael Lindberg was going along beautifully in round 3, found the greenside bunker at the par 5 16th in 2, splashed out to 6 feet, failed to make the cut last week in Limpopo, found something in Cape Town. Ireland's Conor Purcell, playing a couple of the Australian events on the DP World Tour at the end of 2023, made both cuts there, and this was for birdie from long range at 2. Nicely done. He'd finished the day at 8 under par and a tie for 16th, but well within striking distance with 18 to play. Lindberg to tidy up for birdie at the par 5, double digits, 10 under par for Lindberg, and it was a share of the lead for the man from Stockholm. He'd go on to birdie 17 as well, just came up short at 18, but a fabulous little chip from Lindberg. Maybe a par there, a 65 on Saturday for Lindberg, and he was the early clubhouse leader in round 3. Par 5 16th was giving birdie opportunities for the players, and big hitting Sean Norris took advantage. 3 birdies in a row to finish his 3rd round. He's finished at 9 under par with 18 to play. Thomas Aiken, been around a while, professional now for 22 years, just failed to make his DP World Tour card at the end of last season. His tee shot found the tree at the 5th, so had to lay up on the par 5. It was a firm first bounce for that 3rd shot, but settled down nicely for the South African. 11 professional wins now for Aiken in his career. Dutchman Lars van Meel found some trouble at the par 5 16th. Just in the trees there with his 2nd. But what a recovery this was. Almost holding out for eagle. To have to settle for birdie. And 8 under par he would be, 3 back with 18 to play. Aiken, after that Good approach with his third. This was to tidy up, no problem at all. 2 eagles he had in his round on Saturday. 10 under par, 1 back with 1 round to play for Aiken. Rasmus Niergaard Pettersen. This was his second to the par 4 12th. 3 top 10s last year, came close to the Dane. Thumbs up from his partners, that was brilliant there from Pettersen. Winner last year in Cadiz, Sam Hutsby, looking for a win early on in 2024. This was for birdie at 11, got him to 9 under par. He'd pick up another on the way home, 10 under par with 18 to play for the man from Portsmouth. Niergaard Pettersen for birdie at 12, which he converted, got him to 11 under par, but 3 bogeys on the way home, dropped him all the way back to 8 under par and work to do.
Well, with wind causing chaos in the afternoon, nobody could better Mikael Lindberg, and he led by 1 with 18 holes, and who knows, perhaps even more still left to play. A potentially thrilling final round to come then, and who would get the job done? Over to Josh again to find out.
It'll be a dramatic final day in Cape Town, and Louis Albertser was a top 20 last week at the SDC for the South African, and this was his approach at the opening hole. Look at that for some spin. Judged superbly there from Albertser on the opening par 4. Sean Norris, this was at the second for birdie. He's had that long putter a while now, the South African. Working wonders there. Third 68 of the week for Norris, and he'd finish in a tie for 6th. Good week for Sean. Martin Couvreur, the dramatic winner of the Challenger España last season. That was for birdie at the opening hole, getting his name into the mix, and he joined Lindberg at 11 under par early on. Albertser was playing alongside Couvreur, and he matched the Frenchman's birdie at the first hole. So it was a 3-way tie at the top: Albertser, Couvreur and Mikael Lindberg. It was a good angle for Sam Hutsby's approach at the second hole, the par 4. And took full advantage, Hutsby. He'd hold that, and he'd also get to 11 under par. In the penultimate group was Robin COC Grist, 12 birdies and 2 eagles in his first 3 rounds. And he'd start the final round with a birdie as well, and it would be 7 players tied at the top early on Sunday. South African Ryan van Velsen won a couple of weeks ago on the Sunshine Tour, was bringing that form to Cape Town. That was for eagle at the par 5 5th, and he'll be the outright leader at 14 under par. Fellow South African Louis Albertser was just off the green at the par 5 7th, went with a putter, and it was the right decision for Albertser. An eagle there, get him to 13 under par, but the drama was just hotting up. Dry smile there, and why not? This was at 12 for COC Grist. He'd birdied 3, 4, 7, dropped 1 at 9. That got him to 14 under par. Unfortunately, he wouldn't improve on that score, and it'd be a tie for 4th for the Frenchman. Lindberg, the Swede, had birdies at 6, 7 and 9 for a strong end to his front 9. Started his back 9 well. That was birdie at 11, yeah, just creeping in the side edge. Van Velsen, the 22-year-old from South Africa, for birdie at the par 3 15th. It was tracking a huge putt from Van Velsen. That got him to 16 under par in the clubhouse, but he'd have to wait for the others to come on home. Albertser with his third at the par 5 16th. He was 14 under par at this point. Quite a way back for his third, but it was a fantastic approach from the South African. Almost an eagle. He'd tap in for birdie, 15 under par, he'd be in the clubhouse, just 1 shy of Van Velsen. Fresh off a birdie at 16. This was for birdie for Lindberg at 17. He was tied with Van Velsen at 16 under par at this point. What a putt from the Swede. A one-shot lead with one to play for Lindberg, looking for his second Challenge Tour title. Crowds were looking on, and Lindberg had this for par for the title in Cape Town. Agonisingly went by, and it'd be a playoff between Mikael Lindberg and Ryan van Velzen for the title in Cape Town.
Yes, a playoff it was. And just to recap, after 72 holes, our Cape Town king, Benjamin Follett-Smith, finished in a tie for 24th. Two Frenchmen were inside the top 10, surrounded by a sprinkling of South Africans, with Lindberg and van Velzen sharing top spot and extra holes required. So who would take home the silverware? Josh was following every twist.
Lindberg and van Velzen parred the first playoff hole, so they went back down 18. Van Velzen missed his birdie putt, so this was for the title for Lindberg. What a way to win your second title on the Challenge Tour. Mikael Lindberg, the 31-year-old, is the Bain's Whisky Cape Town Open champion.
Last year was pretty much of a struggle the whole year, so it's such a relief, and it feels so good to play good at this early stage of the season, so it's a very big win for me.
So 2 events in, those early Road to Mallorca rankings show Mikael Lindberg's victory sent him into second spot behind our first week winner Rhys Enoch, with Albertse, CO Siegrist and Kaminski on the rise too. Messrs Van Male and Couvra were upwardly mobile just outside the top 10, with Thomas Aiken in that all-important 20th spot. So another tournament in the books, another worthy winner. Next, the tour heads to one of the best golf resorts in the world, Fancourt, for the Dimension Data Pro-Am. Who'll add their name to the iconic Fish Eagle Trophy as the Challenge Tour season gets into its stride. We'll see you next time.